Hello, I'm Bea and welcome back to Wholeheartedly. Today, in honor of Plastic Free July, we're going to be doing a cool, I think it's really cool, DIY. We're going to be making vegan beeswax wraps. Beeswax wraps are an alternative to things like Glad wrap, plastic wrap, or foil, and you can reuse them, which is what makes them really cool. But because we're vegan, we're going to take it a step further and we're going to make them without the beeswax. It's actually incredibly simple and very rewarding when you think about the amount of waste you will be reducing by using these things that we're going to make today. So I've got everything that we need out. The first thing that you're going to need obviously is some fabric. I went with the fabric choices of a bee themed. So first, before you do anything, you want to wash and dry your fabric so you get any of that factory goo off of it, and then we're going to cut them to the right shape. The other main ingredients you're going to need is jojoba oil, Candelilla Wax, which is our substitute for beeswax, and pine rosin or resin. So the recipe I'm using is from a channel called Break and Remake, and it's the best recipe I found in regards to non-beeswax wraps. So the other things you're going to need is a pot of water, a bowl because we're going to be doing like a double boiler situation, teaspoons, some scissors to cut your fabric, and a paintbrush to paint it all on. Plus this thing, what do you call this? A tray with some baking paper on it. First things first, we're going to start by cutting our fabric to the size we want. So my fabric is 100% pure cotton. If it's got any plastic in it, it's going to melt when we put it in the oven. So you just want 100% natural type of fabric. So I just got a 1/2 meter of each, and I'm going to cut it in half, and then it will make a giant wrap. The cool thing is you can make these different sizes for different things. This size I think would do well if I wanted to cover a bowl or something large, and then I might make some smaller wraps for when I want to cover things like sandwiches and lunch food. So I've cut my fabric to a bunch of different sizes. Anything that you would generally wrap up with cling film, you want to cut the fabric to that size. So after that's done, it's actually really smooth sailing from here and pretty simple. So we have our element thing, which you can just do in the kitchen, and our little pot, which we're going to put to like boiling. In your bowl, we're going to put 3 tablespoons of Candelilla Wax. And then you're going to need 1 teaspoon of Tree Resin and 1/2 teaspoon of jojoba oil. Come on, pine rosin. Look at it, it's so sticky, it's like honey. The jojoba oil is what keeps it from cracking when you wrap things up. The pine rosin makes it sticky, and the Candelilla wax is obviously the waxy bit. So once it's all melted, we're going to paint it on with our paintbrush. After we paint it on, we're going to put it into the oven so the wax evenly spreads. And it's all done. And that is how you make beeswax wraps without the beeswax part. If you are participating in Plastic Free July, let me know what you're doing. Remember to take it in small steps. I'm not doing very well, to be honest, but do your best, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!